Did you guys have any like traditions in your family for holidays?
Nah, that's white people stuff, man. Is there a word for like your mom's dad? Like,
I mean,
for
it's
both
your
sides.
maternal grandparent, but.
All right, so my mom's dad.
And then this was me on the plane.
My wife will be next to me, and she's kind of like you, just. But I was thinking, there's something about you that says trailer. I'm sorry. I'm a delicate flower. I'm not fighting Joshua. That's how I feel about it. You ready? Let's get it. Absolutely not. Oh boy.
All right, folks, welcome back to That's How We Feel. No.
Wow. Quiet back there. All right. Hey, folks, welcome back to
That's How You Feel. I'm your host, Caleb, and this is my co-host,
Levi.
You hated your life at that moment.
No, this is great. Hey, welcome back, guys. We're so excited to be here. We got another hot episode. We hope you've enjoyed the episodes you've seen so far. Off the top, like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're streaming on every platform you can think of.
Also, if you can leave a review.
Leave a review. How you feeling today, man?
I feel good. I feel really good. So we just got off the mental health and wellness episodes, and it's funny. So the night we recorded that, I had a weird dream. When Ron passed, and before that we went on a trip to Vegas.
Yes.
So in my dream, I went to Vegas to go on this family retreat, right? So we go to this family retreat, and it ends up being all my family, our wife's there and everything, and it's nothing but like all this mental health stuff. And for the first time, because I haven't cried since his funeral, and I know that I'm bottling it up, but like in my dream I was weeping, like Chris had said, he was weeping for like hours. I was like, that was me, and I was like, what did he do? Like,
you were crying in your dream?
Yeah, but I mean, not in real life. I needed to.
So did you wake up and feel emotional at all, or just you woke up and was like, huh, that was weird?
So I actually woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, I have to write this down. I have to write notes on this so I can tell Julia about it tomorrow. And I don't think I ever told Julia. But yeah, it was just really interesting because he was like talking about that, and then I ended up feeling like but yeah, it made me feel emotional.
So you've had a good day, good week.
Screw your feelings, Levi.
I don't want to say that I tuned out kind of in that story a little bit, and just
I tuned out myself, to be honest.
Got back in, but hey, I'm happy to be back here with you.
Speaking of being back, we are going back to our family because we didn't actually.
Yeah, we're going back to family. Yeah, the second episode we talked about family a bit. I kind of stole the mic and just.
Hey, you can steal the mic anytime.
I rambled. Just a quick little thing. This morning, have you seen a Goofy movie?
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
All right, like I was watching that this morning. I'm holding my son. We're watching it, and the final dance number, like I got emotional. The final dance number was at Eye to Eye. If we listen,
was that the boy band of you coming out?
I don't know. It wouldn't have been tears for that, but no, like I was watching it, holding my son, and I was just sitting there like, song is hitting. Like I didn't.
Isn't it funny how the stupidest like moments in shows, not stupid,
he's just
but
dancing. He was just dancing with his dad on stage, and I'm just like, oh man. Don't ask me why I felt something in my body about it. It was weird.
Chris apparently puts the witchcraft worked.
The witchcraft is working. But it was cool though. It was a cool easily probably for sure like top 5 Disney movie, not Disney Pixar, but top 5 like Disney movie for sure.
It's a good one. I haven't seen it in a long time. Me and my brothers used to watch it a lot when we were younger. Right. Which is funny. You were talking about crying. It made me think. You remember the show Real World?
I've never watched that show. I know it exists. I know what it is, but
I used to watch that.
It was white people on television. I wasn't interested. It
wasn't just white people.
They had like one token black person on there, and I was just like. Yeah. Like when it came out, I was in like middle school or like high school or whatever when it came out, because it was like peak television. It was like peak television in like the late 90s, 2000s, and like everybody at school talked about it. I was just like, Also, I didn't have cable, so I couldn't watch it.
Gotcha.
But even then, like I saw like clips or commercials of it, and I was just like, I'm never watching this.
Well, one of the seasons, I can't tell you which, but at the end, like they have a go, like everyone leaves to go home. There was one guy, he was black. But anyways, his father wasn't a part of his life or something. He had real issues. And like his dad came to like the finale and it was like this big scene. I wept in that scene. I'm like, I got issues. I still got issues.
Wait, let me clarify something. I said it was white people on television. I'm not interested. That's not what meaning to say that I don't like watching white people on television. I'm saying that show, I was like, I was not interested in that show.
Yeah.
Most of all of my favorite shows are like predominantly white cast shows. So that's what I'm saying. I love everybody. I like all television. The real world. I didn't like reality TV. Wait, let me just say, I didn't like that show because I love some reality TVs.
What reality TV do you like?
We're getting way off topic.
I don't care. Yeah.
I did get into Jersey Shore a little bit, just a little bit.
GTL.
Selling Sunset on Netflix.
Yeah, I tried that.
Ooh, Chrisley Knows Best was like my jam.
Now he's in prison.
Free Chrisley. But then like Robin Big and then Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory.
Yeah.
Those were like.
And what's the?
I still have the DVDs of those shows.
What's the one of Rob's show where he like
Ridiculousness?
Yes,
that's a dumb show. But
Robin
Fantasy Factory and Robin Big. Those are like my favorite like reality shows. I don't think I watch any other ones.
Did you ever watch The Challenge?
No, I've never even heard of that.
Road Rules Challenge, Real World Road Rules Challenge.
I just told you I didn't watch The Real World. Why would you think I would watch? Because
it's an action based like challenge show, and now it's on TV.
We're still off topic.
Hey, we're talking about childhood, so we're talking about stuff we used to watch.
Sure, that's what's up. I got a question of the day for you. I think this is a new segment I want us to do, a question of the day. So I have a scenario. So you've seen like on like TikTok or whatever, like those like, am I the jerk? Am I the wrong person? Am I the a-hole or whatever? So I heard this story and I was like, I wonder what you would do because you and Julie are about to take a trip to Los Angeles. So the story is is it nonstop flight or is there a connecting flight?
Nonstop.
Look at you go. So in the story, there is a couple, husband and wife. They are taking a trip and they have a connecting flight. So they make their first trip. They deplane. They're headed to the next gate to make the next flight. And I guess they don't have a lot of time. But the wife is like, I really want Starbucks. And the husband's like, we don't have time for that. There's a Dunkin' right here on the way to the gate. Let's get that. And she's like, I want Starbucks. And he's like, we don't have time to get Starbucks. It's not even in this terminal. And she's like, I'm going to get Starbucks. So he goes to the gate, and then they start the boarding process and he's texting, he's calling her, where you at? She's not answering or anything like that. He boards the plane. He tries to like say, hey, my wife is on the way, but like, he's like the last person aboard before they're like, we have to close this door, sir. So he goes and he leaves her. So she has to like redo her whole flight thing. Is the husband wrong for leaving his spouse?
Yes. You gonna leave your spouse in another city? Would you do that? Why did I even ask if you would do that?
Let me tell you something. I would not hesitate. First of all, okay, if I stay at the airport and I miss my flight because of you, I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
If I leave you, you're mad at me.
So,
I'd rather.
I mean, to be fair, she was in the wrong too.
Bruh.
Like it ain't that
my
deep.
wife does this. Like when we get to airports, we get there a little early, so like we always have time. She likes to just disappear and go for a walk. She can't just sit down. Like I
like to explore the airports too.
I'm sitting down. She'll go off until like the plane is boarding, and then she'll come back right as like her number is being called. And I'm like, you are always cutting it close, bro.
So I will say, like,
I can't say I wouldn't leave
Starbucks. It ain't that deep. Like I will get you Dunkin' or coffee on the plane if you want to go to where we're going.
So you would miss your flight waiting on your spouse?
I wouldn't leave her in a. Listen, my wife has traveled for work by herself before, and I know the anxiety she gets, especially when there's a short layover. So there is no way I would get on that plane and leave her stranded in a city.
I would try to hold up. I'd be like, hey, like I'd be the last
They
person
are forcing
to board.
you to get on the plane.
But we got places to go.
Well, I get it. Listen, I would be very upset with her, but I also wouldn't leave her behind. There was one time.
So she'd come just strolling back with her little coffee and go, where's everybody at?
I imagine there was a.
Oh, gosh.
There was a bit. I couldn't even imagine. If I got left, like if you got left behind, which you wouldn't because you wouldn't go get coffee, but.
Oh, no.
I will tell you, the first time me and my wife ever flew by ourselves, that was our honeymoon.
Mm.
The night.
That was the first time you've been on a plane?
No, we flew together.
Oh, this one's like, bro.
No, but it was so. I was so dumb. I'm a bad person to wake up in the morning. I have a hard time waking up. Okay. So we got back late to our hotel and we had to clean up and everything. And it was like midnight 1. And I'm like, we got to be at the airport at 5 a.m. Like, we're just going to have to like check out and go, you know. So we went to like the big McDonald's down there and all this stuff. We got to the airport at like 4 a.m. just zonk tired. And then we were like passed out in the seats with our arms around our luggage so no one would steal it. And anyways, I think my wife was a little annoyed at me at the moment.
Why though?
Because I was like, hey, we don't need to stay the night in the hotel. We don't need sleep. We can just pull an all-nighter and then sleep on the plane. And then this was me on the plane.
I was going to ask you, can you sleep on a plane?
I pass out.
So do I. I'm out before the plane takes off.
So when we went to Vegas, both times, pretty much same thing. I was bound and determined because I had window seats.
Oh, look at you.
You know,
Look
gotta
at you
flex
go.
a little bit.
There's sometimes I can't sleep on a plane because my wife will be next to me and she's kind of like you just. It's her snoring is biblical on that thing. I'm like, holy smokes.
I feel bad for people around me because I know I snore, especially with my mouth's wide open.
I'm a hypocrite too. I think I used to snore, but I don't think I snore anymore on a plane.
You never know. It always depends on how you position.
But that mouth be wide open.
That's when you should mess with her.
Nah, man. Man, you know what makes me so mad? This is just across the board. Across the board, you don't care about me if you wake me up. If you see me sleeping, I don't care where we are. If you wake me up, you don't care about me. You're not a good friend or spouse. My wife don't care about my sleep at all.
My wife don't care about my sleep either.
Like
I lie, actually. No, my wife does, but like if I'm napping, she doesn't. I'm sure she's right over there. I'm not looking because I'm sure she's glaring. Like, what did you just say?
Oh yeah, she looked at you like, I beg your pardon, sir. No, but my wife is the worst. This is why like I love like sleeping on the couch, like just not like at night, but like during the day, like if I'm just napping on the couch, but my wife will come home, she'll see me on the couch, and I guess she just comes in loud, and I'm just like, oh.
See, my wife does it with.
It makes me so mad.
Well, I do feel like, you know, like when you wake up early and you're like taking care of things and you're like tiptoeing around, being
That's
very
what I
gentle, and then on the opposite end, it's just like bang, bang, bang,
That's
bang.
her. Like when, like the bit.
Sorry,
one
that's you.
One of the best compliments for me is when she says, "I didn't even hear you get up this morning."
You should be like, I wish I felt the same.
But if I don't ever get to sleep in anymore because I wake up early in the morning, like every day now. But before, if she gets up before me, or if I'm napping, it's like she finds the pots and pans and just is like, bing, 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 and I'm like.
Just wait till your kids.
This is what makes me. She will
gears.
walk up to me and say, "Hey, are you sleeping?"
But to be honest, how many times have you faked being asleep? Just not be bothered.
So we're gonna get into the actual topic of today's episode. What up, folks? Welcome back to That's How You Feel.
This is why we never get to talk about family.
We're never gonna get to it. So like Levi said, we wanted to kind of revisit family because we didn't really get to dive into his side at all. There were some
we dove into some of my side
a little bit, but One of the things that we kind of wanted to talk about on this one was kind of our childhoods, right?
Yeah, kind of like what it was like for us growing up. Favorite memories, like different things like that.
So as I monopolized episode 2, I'm going to try to keep it brief for myself this time.
Bro, you
my
keep it
childhood,
going.
because we talked about my childhood a lot, like with the band, like the boy band took up, I would say 90% of my childhood. Like I was thinking about that this morning. Like, I don't remember, there's not a lot of childhood memories that I have. Like, I remember my dad, there's like 1 to maybe 3 or 4 like core memories I have of like my childhood that involves my family that's not music. Like there's Christmas.
I'd say, what about holiday? Yeah.
There's the Christmas we got the Nintendo 64. There is the afternoon where my dad, there's like these styrofoam gliders you could buy at Walmart for like $5-10.
Yeah.
My dad bought one of those and we took it to the park. You know, me and my brothers, we each got a turn to like throw it down, and Joshua broke it like on his throw. And so that day, no, that day lasted like 15 minutes because he broke the plane after.
Man, I learned Joshua got you guys in trouble all the time. Then he broke everything.
He did.
But then you tried to catch things on fire all the time.
So let's talk about your childhood now. We're gonna get into that. Why do we have to go into my arson?
So, were you ever a mama's boy or dad's boy? Mama's boy or dadda's boy? I can't speak today.
I knew what you meant. I was definitely a mama's boy. I think because I don't know who dished out corporal punishment as a kid. I think when they both spanked us, I was like, they both hate me out because like it was like one of them did it and the other person like watched like get him like that's not true, but like I think they both. I don't remember who spanked us a lot, but
so that's what you gauge it on.
I could have sworn my dad hated me when he spanked me. I was just like, oh man, because he would spank me and go to your room, and I'd be in there just wailing. Oh my gosh, it was so painful. I remember one time he spanked me. I came out the room and I wanted to show him the welts on my back. I was like, look what you did. And he was like, so?
He's probably like, I'll do it again.
He probably was because after that they were always like, shut up before I give you something to cry about. I'm like, I'm already crying. So then you got to go.
Did they ever tell you I brought you in this world? I can take you out too?
No, there was always just you ain't too grown to be beat. Like it was always they just always threatened us. It was never I brought you in. I can take you out. They never did that. But like so yeah, the Christmas with the 64, the glider.
Did you guys have any like traditions in your family for holidays? Like for like holiday, like Christmas or New Year's or Thanksgiving?
Nah, that's white people stuff, man. Nah, but like really though, like oh, you know what? I got another core memory thing. It was a Christmas where this is actually kind of a sad story. So it was a Christmas where I was young. Move on, man. Come past it. For real, I don't remember. I don't have any traditions that we did. So I didn't experience traditions until I met my spouse. And
were your grandparents alive when you were younger? Are they still alive?
My grandfather was alive no, they're all dead. My grandfather was alive when I was young, and I remember like going to his house. But so on my dad's side, I remember my grandfather. Okay. My mom's side, I also had a grandfather. He was alive too. I didn't like neither one of them really, but
gotcha.
Because I had to go like on my mom. Is there a word for like your mom's dad? Like, is it just grandfather?
I mean,
for
it's
both
your
sides.
Maternal grandparent, but
all right. So my mom's dad, when I went to his house, I always had to do yard work, and he cussed at us all the time, like for not doing it good enough. Either. So I never liked going to his house. And then my dad's dad, I never liked going to his house because all the kids just had to go in the basement while the grown folks talked. So that was just kind of like, you know, I don't really remember having any like FaceTime with him. Also, he was like old.
What about aunts, uncles? Were you close with any of your aunts, uncles?
I'm close with them now. Like when I was a kid, in my childhood, children were seen and not heard. So when I went to go visit like aunts and uncles and stuff like that on my mom's side or my dad's side, it was like you walked in. This was your role as a child. You walk in. You have to say hello to everybody in the room. That's a sign of just respect. Yeah. Like you have literally, hey, aunt, hey, uncle, hey, everybody in the room got to get a greeting. You can't just walk in and say, hey, y'all, that's disrespect. You don't do that. So you had to go in, speak to everybody, If they offered you something to drink or eat, you said no because you about to embarrass your mama out here. And then, all right, go to the basement and play, or go outside and play, like get lost. So there was no real relationship that I had with my aunts and uncles until I became like an adult, until I could actually like I was old enough to sit in the room with the adults. And then I got to like really like observe these people that are supposed to be my aunts and uncles. And some of them were just like cousins that were just so much older than me. I didn't even know that they were like my cousins until I found out, like when I was like 20 years old. I'm like, oh, you're not my uncle? He was like, no, dummy, I'm your cousin. Huh. All right, cool. But yeah, that was kind of like the relationship that I had with my aunts and uncles. I didn't really get to know them until I was an adult. And now I love them. They're really cool because like these are like, it's like we're even now, but there's still like that respect that you have to give them because they're older than you. But now it's like, wow, these are like people that I can like talk to and have real conversations with instead of being told to get down somewhere and shut up.
So it wasn't a rule for us to like, not necessarily a rule to say hi to everybody, but that is something I always did. And so I'd always, make sure I hugged or said hi to everybody. And then if my cousins came in, so I'm all my younger cousins, I'm real strict with them. My cousin Ashton will tell you, he said, I don't know why, but everyone will listen to Levi. They love me, but they know when I say something, I crack the whip. There'll be times where they'll come in, just walk past. I said, excuse me? I said, get over there. I'll get on them. You can't just walk past somewhere and act like they ain't there when they're family. They made you a good old mac and cheese side dish up in here.
Look, I don't care about that.
Bro, you just said.
No, what I said was how I was brought up was that you have to speak to people like when they walk in a room.
That's how I feel. I feel like you should greet everyone.
Now, like I got nephews, when they walk in, like sometimes like they don't speak to me. I'm like, okay. Like it doesn't faze me.
I mean, obviously a little bit. I think when you're a little bit older and mature, like when you're in that teenager years.
I don't have any like cousins that are like, I mean, I do, but that relationship, there's no real relationship with them. Like I don't see them that often enough for me to feel like they owe me any kind of like, for want of a better word, respect. Cause that's something that you would like, that's a greeting of respect where you greet them and you say hello to them. I know like for me, it was like, I don't care how well you know them. You speak to everybody in the room. I don't feel like I'm owed that. Like if like, cause my cousins have kids now and my like, their kids are young, and when I'll be in a room, they'll walk in. Honestly, I don't think they know my name. They might, they might, but like,
what's up, Anthony?
I'm not around like that enough for me to feel like.
So it was mainly respecting your elders.
Yeah.
Which I get.
I'm their like elder, but like they don't necessarily, I don't feel like they have to greet me. If I felt like it, that's my problem.
That's true. I mean, I get that.
I ain't about to check a kid that don't really like know me like that.
See, I've always been on my cousins about like if they disrespect their parents, especially at a family dinner, I don't play that, and they know that.
Yeah, you check a kid for disrespecting their parents, but like you don't have to speak to me. Like even my nephews, like my oldest nephew, I think he's 10 or 11. I'm a horrible uncle. I don't know how old he is, but he's like 10 or 11. He might be 12. I don't know. But if
he graduated last year.
Stop it. No, but like if he walks into the room and doesn't say hello to me, I'm just like I'll say hi to him, and if he responds back, great. If he doesn't, I don't really care.
I feel like he hardly ever will say hello.
No, he's a quiet kid.
He is.
So like
he's cool.
I'm not about to make him like change his personality just to give me my respect.
See, it's not that they pass. Like, I don't mind if they pass me. It's like if they'll come up to like a lot of people, but then like skip over a few, and like I'm like no.
Oh, like if you skip me,
yeah,
bro, we got beef. Like you got something you got something you want to get off your chest. Like that would be different. But he's not like that though. He's not like that person like that'll say hi to like my spouse and then skip me and then say hi to like Uncle Chris or something like that. I'd be like. Yeah, because then I might hit him.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like if they skip over, like I get they're excited to see everybody, but they skip over like my nanny, my pawpaw. Which were they always grandpa?
Yeah, it was always grandma and grandpa.
Okay.
Actually, I never had a grandmother. All my grandmothers were dead before I was born.
Okay.
You know what's funny about my nephew, my middle nephew, Levi? I went to
got a good name.
I went to their house one day, and it was like Christmas Day. I had presents for them. I open the door. He sees me, turns around and says, "Oh, look, Mom, we have visitors." I was so mad. I said, "Visitors?"
He didn't even get up. He's just like, yeah.
No, he was excited. He was like, "Look, Mom, we have visitors." Like, and he ran back to wherever she was, and I was just like, "Okay, so I'm a visitor now. This is okay. That's fine.
You've been demoted.
That's fine." It made me laugh. I wouldn't even.
Let's
mad
hope your
about it.
Christmas present was good, because
Oh, they are. I'm a great gift giver. We are
You are.
way off on this topic, though, on this family thing. I feel like we're way off topic.
I mean, we've been talking. I've been asking questions.
Okay, fine.
So I mean, okay, so we'll go to me. I growing up, we talked about my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been a mama's boy. My mom and them will tell me that, I was real close with my dad,
Yeah,
but I don't. He left when I was 6. I don't remember much.
your biological dad.
dad.
Okay.
Yes.
He left when you were 6. Okay.
Yeah, and we lived in Buckner at the time, which I loved, because that was in the day where like you could go to the neighbor's house and it'd be fine. Where now, you know what I mean? Like you could go anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like okay. Did you grow up in a trailer?
Oh, you called me trailer trash?
I didn't say trailer trash. What I said was, did you grow up in a trailer? Did you at any point live in a trailer?
Yes.
Okay, so don't act like that ain't a part of your life. That this is gonna be.
You didn't know that was a part of
This
my
is
life?
messed up. But I was thinking, there's something about you that says trailer. I'm sorry. No, come on, stop it. But like, there was like,
Did you grow up in a trailer?
Nah, man.
Oh,
I had a 2-income household.
You're so dumb.
I'm sorry. No, like I honestly, maybe you said that one time where you was like, you lived in a trailer once, or maybe I'm just confusing two people.
We'll get there. Because I did live in a trailer with my brother Tyler, which was a terrible decision on my mom's behalf.
I've slept in a trailer before.
Ooh, that's good.
I went, a friend, I think I stayed in one once.
No, that's good. Guess I'm just lower level than you.
I thought you knew that though. Move on.
Knew what?
Never mind.
That you slept in a trailer?
Bro, I dissed you and you missed it. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Keep moving. Moving on.
Anyways, did that one just go phew?
I'm going to hell.
We know. So I grew up in Buckner. I loved Buckner because I just remember the whole neighborhood block knew everyone.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to go back to like your childhood homes?
What do you mean?
Because there's like multiple homes I've lived in that I want to, like, I wish I could just walk through.
Oh, yeah. I actually, when I'm in so I grew up in Blue Springs. So I would every now and then, if I got time, I'll drive by my old house just to see the house. I would love to knock on the door and say, "Hey, can I used to live." I would love to, but I'm a black man and look, hey, we can't just be walking up on houses. I'm sorry.
You're right. I will say I feel the same way. I just feel uncomfortable about it.
Because I bet the house is going to be smaller than ours. Because I'm a child then, and the house is huge to me. So I want to walk through, see the kitchen again. Because I just want to.
So there's 2 houses for me. One is my Buckner house, which funny enough, one of my nurses, who I work with now, she was telling me like she lives in Buckner. I was like, oh, hey, do you live on, not do you live? I said, do you know where Baker Street is? She said, yeah, I live on Baker Street. I was like, what? So I asked her house number. It's literally the house next to my old house.
Would you buy your old house if you could?
No.
Really?
Probably not.
Okay. I mean, I would buy mine just to own it. Like that was the house I grew up in. Now I own it, and like I wouldn't live
maybe
there.
rent it out. Yeah. I mean, it's not that I don't have any shame getting it. I just want to walk through and see, like, because I imagine walking those halls and just seeing it brings memories,
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I loved Buckner because you could just go everywhere.
Where is Buckner?
It's actually it's right down the road.
Move on.
From there, so my mom and dad got divorced. We moved to Wellington. And I lived in Wellington for some years. Loved Wellington too. It's just a small town. After that, my mom had met Ron. Actually, no, we moved to Richmond for a fresh start. So me, my mom, and Tyler. And then the neighbor below us in the apartments was Ron's sister, Glinda. And Glinda, she was like, oh, you should come out with me tonight. I got a brother who's single, yada yada. My mom was thinking nothing of it. Ended up being Ron.
Well,
So
okay.
they were, they got
Shout
married.
out to Glenda.
Hey, shout out Glenda. And then lived in Richmond for up until my freshman year of high school. Another house I want to walk through is in Richmond. It's off T Highway. That's the house that we lived in for quite some years there. There's a lot of memories there. Then I moved up to Independence and I actually lived with my grandma a little bit till my parents moved up here. Then we lived in a trailer.
Don't do that to me. I wasn't trying to make fun of you. I was just asking the question.
In the meantime, and then we live. Then we moved to the house where my mom lives at now.
Okay.
So
what's
But the other trailer. So
there was more than one trailer.
Shut up.
So you get mad at me for asking you if you lived in a trailer, and then there's more than one.
It was the way you said it, bro. You didn't even know.
Continue with your story.
This might be our last episode. No. So my mom thought I'd never move out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I lived there until how old was I when we got married? 25, 26. So I lived with
You lived with your... Wait a second. You dated Julia and got engaged all while you lived with your mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man.
But there was a 2-year period where I moved out. So I took care of my papa's aunt. She was on hospice. I helped take care of her. When she passed away, her trailer was up for sale. And it was an older, like it was a senior trailer park. But because they liked me so much, they allowed me to move in. So my mom bought the trailer. So me and my brother Tyler could move in. And let me tell you, I was a jerk to my brother. Mainly
because you actively knew you were a jerk.
At the time, we just butted heads a lot.
Uh-huh.
And he had this tiny little room. I mean, like, tiny. And pretty much the whole house I took over and didn't let him out. Like, he would have friends over sometimes, and I'd be just chilling with my friend. I have this big old giant room that has, like, this big old master bathroom. And I'd just be like, hey, as he goes into his tiny little nook with his friends. I felt bad. But he got the carport. That was the deal. I had to park across the street.
Okay.
But you know what? One time, he left a cooler on our front porch, right? And I'm like, what is in this cooler? I opened it up. It was a deer head.
You know, sometimes you got to have a deer head around.
In the middle of summer.
You never know what that's
on
for.
On our porch for like weeks.
You don't know what he's doing with that.
But me and him fought, like, we would fight over eggs. Like, if I ever touched one of he counted his eggs. Like, he numbered them.
I'll get that. Don't touch my eggs.
The biggest fight, it was so dumb. He put his bike in the living room. And I told him he couldn't put it there.
Okay, so Tyler was like...
about that story at all?
No, because it sparked a question for me. Yeah. Have you and your brothers ever, like, had, like, fist fights? Like, did you guys ever come to, like, real blows?
Fist fights? I would say no. But, I mean, definitely, like, beating up on each other. Yeah.
So, did you ever hit your brother in the face?
To be honest, I was the young kid, so I was too scared to hit him in the... If I hit him in the face, I knew I would have got hit.
Yeah. It was like, I had 3 other brothers, and, like, so the 2 older, David and Chris, they never, like, I don't ever remember, like, trying to, like, fight them. They were just too big, and I was just like... But they would always, like, if they caught me doing something stupid, or if I was, like, in their room, like, messing around, because I would always want to just go in my brother's rooms. Chris was the cleanest person in the world, and I used to literally just walk into his room and just, like, look around and go, wow, this is... And then David's room he was cool. He was the oldest, so his room just looked so different, and I used to go down there and just, wow, this is so cool. And if they caught me in the room, they would just, right in the chest.
Now,
or in the arm.
My brothers were wrestlers, like on the wrestling team. And so like they would always pin me. And then Tyler was in the military. So he always had these like wrestling, like choke out moves. My biggest thing is I never tapped out to them. Because that would be a thing like tap out. And I'm like, I'm not going to tap out. I'll pass out, but I won't tap out.
Okay.
Because it was my brothers.
That's a pride thing, I guess.
That was like, the one thing I could say because I couldn't take him. So
I never fought Chris or David, but I would fight Joshua. So me and Josh, I mean, we would never in the face, but it was always weird. We never like. I guess a face shot was just. I mean, it was like a cardinal rule. Like you just like. But I mean, we would tussle, go at it on the floor. He was a biter, and that made me so mad. But
Ooh.
if he was losing a fight, which no disrespect to him, he lost most of the fights.
Could you take him now?
Oh, heavens no.
Okay, good.
He's like 6'4", 6'5" now, like 240, 260, just straight muscle. I'm a delicate flower. I'm not fighting Joshua. That's how I feel about it. But
that is how you feel.
I'm a delicate flower. I'm not about to fight Joshua. I'll fight David though. Nah. David boxes now, so I'm not fighting nobody. I can't fight anybody.
You want to fight?
No, but I would. Never mind. I'm not gonna put myself out there. Like I just want to. I want to throw a punch with everything I got to see what it does.
Okay, I'm not gonna let you do that on me.
Right, but like I want to do it. That's kind of I want to get into boxing though. I would love to like be.
Were
able
you
to,
ever in
like,
a fight in school?
Mm-mm.
Me neither.
Nah, I never got in a fight. I almost got in a fight. I was a freshman in high school, and this senior threatened to beat me up because I stole his shoes. I had it coming. Like it's not like
you set it up as if it was like a senior picking on a freshman, and then
I honestly deserved it.
Which random thought, squirrel. But I should have told people one thing about you is your shoe fascination.
I thought you were going to say my Harry Potter addiction, like my.
Well, no, like your Jordans. Like you have 1 million Jordans.
I have. I'm not going to say the amount, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
How many do you have?
I don't remember. No, I stopped counting. I don't have that many to where I lost count. I just did. I don't. I have. Let me think. 4, 5, at least 20, and that it's really not even a collection. I just have shoes. I wouldn't consider it a collection. There's at least 20, 24.
Gotcha.
Maybe more. Maybe less. No, not less, but maybe more. Like by 2 pair.
Maybe less, maybe more.
Let's move on.
So the reason why I was asking about all your holiday traditions is because my family, like our biggest thing growing up was getting together.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Christmas and Easter always at my grandma's house until later it became at my mom's, my nanny's. So I call them Nanny and Papa. And then now my kids have a Nanny Papa, a Nana Popo, a Nani Poppy. They're going to be confused.
Black folks had grandma and grandpa.
Did I have
like only white people was like, this is my gams.
On my biological dad's side, I had a grandpa.
I just had grandma and grandpa.
Yeah. No, and so the reason why I don't talk about my biological dad is because really, I mean, he wasn't there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after my mom and him got divorced, it was like 3 years before I saw him. And then I would see him like, a few weekends because he had every other weekend, but would never take me. And then it was just sporadic. And then my Uncle Timmy, his brother, passed away in a car wreck. So then I got to see my sister again because me and my sister had lost contact. I lost where I was going. Oh, but I did have some memories with my biological dad. Like we went to trail rides.
What's a trail ride?
So it's like a country folk thing.
Sound like it, but it's like a bunch of judging here. But
no, it's like a bunch of people that have horses. They bring all their trailers and their campers, and then like you go on trail rides with the horses. And my grandpa had a horse that he said was my horse. It was named Linda. Remember one day I came in, he was frying mushrooms, and the horse had taken a chunk out of his arm because it had like kicked him. So but like my 4th of July, I know I'm getting on random.
Nah, I'm happy to hear these memories that you have because in my mind I'm just like, that is some white people mess right there.
Well, that was my dad's side. And I did so, and then a lot of it was, I mean, my dad's an alcoholic, and so a lot of times it'd be singing karaoke at a bar. I would get to sing karaoke while we go to a bar.
How old are you when y'all were at bars?
Elementary school.
That's what's up.
I mean, I wasn't drinking. I was just competing with the other girl that was singing.
That's what's up.
Because her dad was there. Or we'd go to like barns where they were playing music and stuff like that. But that was really main memories I had there. My family, 4th of July growing up was my favorite thing. My Aunt Sue. Yeah. So Jenny and Dorian.
Sure, yeah.
So Jenny's
I was about to say I don't know them, but I was like, I actually do. I know them.
Jenny's my cousin. And Dorian's married to her. It's always my cousin. Duh. But Jenny's mom was my Aunt Sue. She passed away when I was maybe late elementary school, early middle school. But like we had banger parties every year for 4th of July. They always had fireworks. And anytime my family has a party, and Julia can tell you this, we got some good food. It ain't just that like unseasoned cooking, you know. It's that Julia, am I right?
You have to say unseasoned.
I've had unseasoned cooking.
I've never experienced that before.
You know it ain't good.
All right. Hey, we're getting kind of close to time. Tell me, let's wrap this up. Tell me your favorite childhood memory. One of them. Doesn't have to be the top one, but one of them. Pick one. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I don't have one either. Nah.
Let's get we talked about our childhood and like memories throughout that. So,
okay. Because my like the one that comes to mind is like, no, actually, you know what? I got a real sad one though. It's like it's a core memory and it's so sad. So okay, Christmas. So I don't remember. I got two things. I remember believing in Santa Claus. I remember the day I stopped believing in him. I went downstairs. I don't know what I was doing, but it was kind of close to my bedtime or whatever. I walked downstairs. I don't know why I was going into the garage, but I walked into the garage and I saw my dad wrapping presents. And he got mad. He was like, "Get out of here!" And I was like, "Oh, okay. Santa's not real." Well, I'll go upstairs. That didn't bother me. So I think the next year, my mother went out, or my parents went out and got Christmas presents for us, and she wrapped them up and put them under the tree. And I'm a kid, so I'm always going in there trying to like tear off little wrapping papers to see what's under there. My mom kept catching me. She's like, "If you keep doing that, I'm gonna take all your presents back." And I kept doing it because, again, like, you know, you shop. My parents were like, "I'm shopping all year. The presents just get added under when they get added under." I woke up one day and every present was gone. And I went to go check her closet. I checked everywhere in the house, and these presents are nowhere to be found. And I thought I've ruined Christmas
For everyone.
And I was like, and I was bitterly sad. I was like, "Mom, I am so sorry." She's like, "I told you that if you kept trying to open those presents, I was going to take them away." So Christmas Eve comes around, and I thought she'd have given in by now. I thought the joke would have been over. There's nothing under the tree. I took every toy that I had and I started wrapping them up. And I am crying while I'm doing this because I just want there to be presents under the tree. So I took every toy that I had. I found newspaper. I found leftover wrapping paper. You can laugh. It's a sad story, but it is kind of funny.
You had a heart.
I am weeping as I'm doing this. And then I got my brother into it because he's like, "You ruined Christmas." But he also is like, "We want things to unwrap." So we started just wrapping our presents and putting them all under the tree. It looks so pitiful.
Let me guess, your mom put those presents back.
We fell asleep under the tree because we were so sad. We were just crying. We fell asleep under the tree. Oh my gosh. We woke up the next day. I woke up in my bed and there were presents under the tree, but I was just like, "Oh, Mom, you got us good."
Was that in the day of like cameras?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Did your mom take a picture of that?
No.
I would have. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite memories. It's a sad memory, but it is one of my favorite memories. Like
I don't know, favorite memory for me. There's a lot. And the things I talked about just like recently with like just in this with my family, like there's so much more.
The rides with Papa?
The rides with Papa?
The horse ride things.
No, that was my grandpa Lee. That was on my dad's
Same
side.
thing.
I didn't really even get to talk about my mom's
All right, tell
side.
me about your favorite Christmas. Give me a good Christmas that sticks out. Like, what did you get that was like a really good gift that made Christmas like really cool when you were a kid? The year you got the skateboard, the Jinko jeans.
I mean, Christmas is my favorite holiday.
Mine too.
I don't know.
Look, if you ain't got nothing, you ain't got nothing then.
I don't know. I had a lot of memories. I have a lot more I could say on my childhood. I love all the memories I have with my brothers. I'm so thankful for Ron who stepped up. You know, he really taught me how to be a man. You know what? So when my mom and Ron got together, we could not stand each other. She worked nights at the nursing home, and we would call like.
My mom worked at a nursing home.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
What'd she do?
I don't know. She just worked there. I don't know what job she had.
Oh, well, I mean,
This is when I was like 5 and 6 before I went to like kindergarten.
My mom, she was the DON at the nursing home, which meant I was
Mhm.
the DON there, of course, too, naturally. So, DON's director of nursing.
Yep.
Anyways, we could not stand. We were always button heads.
Mhm.
And Ron, he was old school. So like whenever he'd be mad at me, I'd get so ticked because I would go sit down and he'd be like, "This needs cleaned." So I'd go do it. Sit down. This needs cleaned. And I was like nonstop. We always bickered each other. And then I hated fishing, and Ron loved fishing. I'll be honest, I don't like touching fish. I don't. And
I get it.
Ron will tell you. So when he was in his cancer journey, I asked him before I knew things were going downhill, and I asked him if he could tell me his favorite memories of all the kids so that I could give it, share it with them. And on mine, it was the crappie story because he always would take us crappie. Here's why I didn't like it. Because he would bring one little Debbie, and that's all we have for the dang day. And I'm just a fat kid out there wanting some food, waiting for some fish to bite. And then anyways, one time I caught the biggest crappie he'd ever seen. He was so proud. He wanted me to hold it for a picture. And I said, "I'm not touching that thing." And he was so mad because he had to lay this fish in front on the table. And I just stood back behind it like this. There's a picture of it.
So a crappie is a fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he would always catch. And then he'd go fry fish and
Crappie.
yeah.
See, black folks fish for catfish.
Oh, catfish is great too.
Yeah, I don't eat it now, but
Yeah, I don't eat crappie now. I actually never really liked the.
I think my grandpa used to fish, or my dad. One of them.
Have
Like,
you-
I remember hating fishing, not because I didn't want to touch a fish. It was boring.
Yeah.
Because like literally, like you'd be standing on like a bank or like some dock, and just you'd be for hours, and we would catch nothing.
Yeah.
Like I remember my dad would like take us out to like Lake Jacomo or something like that to go fish, and we'd just be out there like, this is the dumbest thing in the world, like, and catch nothing.
And so little sad note, but hindsight's 2020 because now I would do anything to go fishing. And my one thing with Ron, my one thing, and I will make this happen, is because honestly, I've never really touched fish taken off the hook, but I am going to go fishing because it can be peaceful, and I'm going to take a fish off the hook. And it's going to be for Ron.
I love that for you.
I know, but you can come with me.
I'm coming. If you invite me, I'm coming.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
I'd love to be there.
Now that I ended it on a sad note.
Yep, we're gonna end on a sad note.
Let's go to our weekly segment, and please, Caleb, tell me what the name is.
Bro, I want to say ransom praises so bad, but I know that's how you feel. I don't agree with that, but that's how you feel.
You know what's funny is it's caused some division now where some people are like, "Oh, maybe it should be called ransom praises."
Because it should be.
The whole time it was that's how you feel, and then that night you're like, "Ransom praises."
We're gonna move on. So my rant this week, I need to really have a praise one a week, but there's just been some things I wanted to get off my chest. So people who write checks, or like people that just like you just don't have your act together at the checkout lane. Like if you you're at the grocery store and like how do you not have your card out as they're ringing you up? Like what are you waiting for? Like it makes me so mad when I see people, and it's so sad. It's usually older people that have to like look through their Rolodex of cards to find the right one. If I see you pull out a checkbook, I'm cursing you to hell. Like under my breath, I'm like,
Caleb, it ain't that deep.
You're holding up life. Like
Listen.
get out of there needs to be a lane for people that just know what they're doing. Like
So they need a senior citizen lane?
Yeah, they need their own store.
Here's
No, but like even with the self-checkout lane, like how do you need help at self-checkout?
I'm still waiting to go to the Christmas party.
It makes me so like when I'm at Walmart or whatever and I see somebody go, "Can I get some help?" Get out. You're obviously not ready for stores. Go back home, send someone else to do it for you. You're not ready for big people things.
Here's the thing though. I think older people, their generation, when they went to the stores, they knew the cashiers, they knew everyone, right? Until all these big stores came. And so like for them, like socializing in the checkout lane, that was them growing up.
They can call QVC from home and talk to people on the phone. Get out of the store. You're in the way. I'm sorry. You're in the way. You know what what I'll do sometimes, if you don't have that many things, I'll pay for your stuff. And I've done it before because I'm in a hurry. You're in the way.
Oh man, I was thinking, can you want to go shopping with me?
I'm like, people think I'm out here being a good Samaritan sometimes. No, I'm trying. I have places to go, and you're holding. Hey, just add that on to mine. Thank you.
I'm gonna go
just
shopping
get
with
your
you
stuff and
sometime.
get
I'm
out of
gonna
the way.
like get a new Apple product and just be like, oh, I can't find my card. Man, what's happening?
I'm real judgmental. Like depending on like what kind of
I would have
person
never known
is
you were
at like an aisle. Shut up. like if I'm like looking at like checkout lanes and stuff, like I'm like, they look old. Nope. Maybe. But like even though like some person might have like a lot of stuff on the belt, if the cashier is like young and the person that's like getting all their things already has their card out, I'm going there because they know what they're doing with their life. But if you got like a 4-pack of toilet paper and you pull out a checkbook, I'm so mad. But
to be honest,
what I'll do though is I'm like, hey, let me pay for that for you.
It's quick and easy now. They don't have to write it out anymore. They literally hand them a check and it runs through this machine.
I don't have time for that. I'm tapping and moving.
Tapping really isn't that fast. I've started doing the tap and pay and it really didn't do much. You still got to enter your PIN and stuff.
What kind of card you got? You got to put a PIN in.
Debit card.
Oh. All right.
I'm trying not to be in debt, bro.
We got airline miles over here to earn, people. Capital One Venture credit score just went up. You need anything?
Yeah.
Move on. What's your segment? That's my rant.
I don't really have a rant, but you know the one thing that annoys me nowadays? Walmart's new automated, like, what is it called? When you're in the drive-thru, have you ever got the robot?
What Walmarts are you going to?
Oh, McDonald's.
Sir. Hey, thanks for tuning in, folks. This has been another great episode of That's How You Feel. We will see you next time. Y'all have a good day.
Oh.